What's up, guys? Before this episode starts, I want to say that it is sponsored by our friends at Ghost Lifestyle, who I've been working with for a long time, since day one. The best supplements in the game. If you need protein powder, pre-workout, anything, they have you covered, and you can use my code MAXX to save yourself 20%. Let me ask you, have you ever been suckered into buying some greens that end up tasting like Earth's butthole, and you're like, I hate this? Well, guess what? Ghost does not. It tastes like an amazing orgasmic flavor in your mouth. The lime greens, I'm telling you, hands down, my absolute favorite. Use 8 ounces cold water, and let me tell you, you'll never want to taste anything ever again from anyone else because they are the best. Code MAXX, 20%. Enjoy this video. Bye. What is the meaning of life?
You pretend to be a YouTuber. So
you took the words out of my mouth.
Corn website.
What's a corn website?
Like, why do you want to watch someone else?
Let's say the average person, goes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. David, word on the street is your baby making time's coming up.
I think when Julie and I were living at your place, we were just butt naked.
My mom, she met Joe, the most recent love of her life.
We're trying to get pregnant right now. It's like,
Taylor, here's my seed.
so you're waking up in the middle of the night having to pee with an erection.
Man, that looks so cool. And you look at yours.
Mine's pretty nice. I'll show you later.
That's sick, Joe.
Real small.
If I just focus on breathing out, it puts me to sleep.
What? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Don't Be Sour. I'm your host, Maxx Tuning, and I'm here with some special guests today. Some of my closest friends, closest bro amigos, Joe Boppity David De Las Morenas. Previous guests, Joe's actually been on twice.
Big number 3.
Not because I'm running out of guests. We're doing a little bro one.
The bro out episode.
Why are we doing a bro one?
Because we are in Colorado. And, you know, when in Colorado, you got to drink. That's what they do up here, right? Come on, here we go. Fireball. Guys, we are in Colorado because we're shredding. We're shreddzars. Come on, here we go. Cheers.
Arriba.
Arriba.
Abajo.
Abajo.
El centro.
El centro.
El drinko.
El drinko.
Let's go.
Dude, I used to love that
Purpose.
back in the day. Oh, shit. But yeah, so, Joe, why don't you explain why we're up here? This traveling podcast.
Shredding some gnar, as locals would say. Ski trip. Ski trip with the boys and girls.
Snowboarding trip. It's not a ski trip.
No one says snowboarding trip.
I think.
Did you know that they got sued because of these?
Why? Because they're too good?
No, there's no actual whiskey in them, apparently.
That's why they can sell them in like Target now.
No, I know, but apparently like they don't say that on the bottle. So
What's the
there's
alcohol?
A class, I don't know, but it's
just like a malt.
liquor, but there's a class action lawsuit right now. Like we could probably get on it now that we're drinking these.
What?
Yeah, like if you have a receipt that you bought one, you can. I think it was like $76 a claim or something.
I could sue them for $76.
I'd look it up. Yeah.
Times 3.
They're getting sued right now because they don't say it's not whiskey and it's not whiskey.
I don't know.
Real Fireball is whiskey,
How much do these cost?
but this isn't.
Oh, this is a different version of it?
Yeah, it's malt liquor. It's not the same.
What?
As like a real
I feel like I've been swindled.
Yeah.
A lot of trickery going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, Colorado, snowboarding trip, not a ski trip. Now, the first thing that I have figured out with the whole Colorado thing is this altitude sucks ass.
Bro.
How high up are we now? I don't know.
I think the house is right at like 9,000, 8,800 or something like that.
Our house is 9,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I always thought that was BS. I always thought, I'm going to go there. It's going to be fine. People just like, I'm going to do high altitude training. You try to get up the stairs, man. And you're just like,
Oh, no.
We looked it up.
It's real.
15% less oxygen. So for every 8 breaths you take, you're missing 1 compared to at home. Because we're at 0.
Every 8 breaths?
Yeah, something like that, right? 15% less. So
it feels like more than 50% less.
I
pretty rough.
go up these like just a set of stairs, and I am like. But let me ask you guys: I feel myself taking like huge breaths when I'm sleeping. I'm like,
I can't breathe anyways. So
Today I'm feeling a little better, actually. I had a headache straight the first 3 days here. Today I'm feeling maybe the altitude training's kicking in.
maybe the Fireball,
Maybe it's just the fire. Maybe we should have been
the
drinking
off-brand
Fireball.
malt Fireball.
Yeah.
Joe, dude, actually, I never even factored out, bro. If we're 9,000 feet in the air, we already have altitude problems. Imagine being how tall you are. Bro, how do you even breathe? Thank God you're sitting down right now.
Yeah. It's rough up there.
How is y'all sleeping? Mine's
Terrible.
I'm like tossing and turning.
The last 2 nights I actually slept well. For me, I just got to find a way to be cold. So
What?
I opened both windows all night long.
I have to have a ceiling fan, and I'm the kind of person that like my sheets cannot be like felty at all. And for some reason, every set of sheets in Colorado, yeah, like rough. Like when you touch them, they like static shock you. Like
you want the cool
I hate that.
Wait, you mean like flannel sheets?
Yeah, I can't stand
them. Oh, I
them.
love flannel sheets.
Dude, it drives me crazy.
Oh my God, I love
And that's all they have up here. So I'm just like itchy, and at night there's sparks flying in the fucking bed. I'm just very upset up here.
Sparks are flying in the bed?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. That's sick, Joe. Well, my sleeping is pretty ass. Like I'm like getting, it'll be like 4 a.m. I'm just like turning, I'm like I can't breathe.
I watched Top Chef for 3 hours last night. So
can you cook?
No.
Why do you watch shows about cooking and you can't cook?
I was hungry.
Yeah, okay.
This makes you more hungry, no?
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Yeah, I saw something on Twitter that I thought it was a pretty clever comment. I don't know if this person invented this phrase, but it's strange to think about. When sleeping is the only thing that you do that you pretend to sleep to then fall asleep. Think about that for a second.
I mean, you
pretend to sleep so you can sleep.
You pretend to be a YouTuber. So
you took the words out of my mouth.
What? You were gonna say that?
Yeah. No, bro. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, if you want to go to sleep, you have to just pretend like you're sleeping.
I never thought about it like that.
You'll eventually go to sleep.
What do you guys think about when you go to sleep? Because, I mean, let's say the average person, goes, what is it, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes to fall asleep?
30, I'd say.
30. So in that 30 minutes, you're thinking about something. What are you thinking about, dude? Is it work?
I think it's usually work or things I need to get done. But then I feel like I only fall asleep once I have to stop thinking about this. I just have to think about like breathing out.
What?
If I just focus on breathing out, it puts me to sleep.
You think about breathing?
I think about breathing.
What do you think about, Joe? Like leaves and stuff?
Top Chef.
Yeah.
Top Chef.
I don't really, dude. I don't really dream.
No, I'm not talking about dreaming. I'm talking about when you go to sleep, you're laying there. Like you have to be thinking about something.
I get weird going to sleep. Like I start thinking about going to sleep, and that freaks me out. I don't like the idea that like I'm going to be on. I don't know. I'm a weird person.
You're going to be like,
yeah. I'm like in a couple of minutes, I'm not going to be conscious. Like I don't like that idea.
You know what I always wonder? Obviously now with Taylor, but your significant other, whoever you may be in the bed with, people listening, it's like, what are they thinking about? Because you're thinking about stuff that relates to you. What if they're thinking about bad shit behind?
So
what do you say?
Knocking you off?
Knocking you off?
Just killing you?
That's what you're thinking about then.
You think about?
No.
You're worried about that?
But I mean, maybe I'm going to sleep. I can't control that.
Like when I go to sleep, I'm laying there and I'm usually thinking of ideas. Usually it's for YouTube. If I'm gonna film the next day, I am immediately like, okay, the video's gonna start out with all right, me walking dude or something like that. Like I'm planning my shots out.
Tell me this doesn't happen. I'll wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to the bathroom. I'll go back, lay in bed, and then like 8 video ideas come to me, and I gotta go take out my phone, and then I'm gonna wait for like 3 hours, because I'm gonna forget this. These are my best ideas. This happens when I'm standing over the toilet in the bathroom, like some genius part of my brain unlocks.
Wait, hold on. Standing over the toilet?
At night?
You sit down when you pee?
Wait, at night.
At
night it's like 50-50. I'll maybe stand in 50, sit in 50.
I sit down when I pee.
All right. We
at
talked
night
about
or
this.
always?
Not always, but I would 100%. If I'm going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, if it's dark, 100% of the time, like I wake up at least once, usually twice, to go to the bathroom. Some people said that's early onset diabetes, but I got blood work that says not. But I get up probably twice a night, and I sit down every single time.
I used to sit down, but now I when I'm like half asleep and I sit down, it's a illogical fear. I'm worried there's gonna be like a spider or something in there because I can't see it and it's
like
dark and it's gonna like bite me.
Yeah, it's snake up in your butthole.
That's why I stand up at night now because it was.
You turn the light on?
No, I stand up.
How do you see the bowl? How do you aim?
You feel it with like your calves. You feel,
wait, what?
You feel it with your shins, and then you're like, yeah, it's got to be right about there.
All right, hold up.
Well, I mean, the tip of my wiener just kind of sits in the water a little bit, so it's easy for me to like gauge where the bowl is. So I'm like, yep, drop, there it is.
If I have to do this, right, I have a cabinet over my toilet. I am like forehead against the cabinet, like tripod, basically, like leaning into it, and then I'm just. However, we talked about.
Is that because you're excited in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
You have to sit down if you have a little hoo-hoo, you got to sit down, and then you lean forward. You lean all the way almost where your head's on the ground, and you're bending your whole body and your little hoo-hoo.
I don't know what the hell you're doing at night, dude.
Like if I'm here's me on the toilet, okay?
Hold up.
Here we go. Ready?
Wait. So you're waking up in the middle of the night having to pee with an erection.
Sometimes you have to pee so bad you have an erection.
That's not how that works.
Yes, if you never have to pee so bad you have.
I don't think that's how that works.
No.
I think sometimes you wake up with an
What is-
erection, but
what
that's
is
not
going
because
on
you have
with-
to pee.
Okay.
What is going on in my body?
Back
dude?
up a second though. We talked about this on the chairlift. I'm 28. I don't think I've maybe twice in my life had to wake up to pee in the middle of the night. At what age do you start waking up to pee?
Bro,
in
it's
the
been a
middle of the
long
night?
time.
Really?
Yeah.
We're
you
both
too?
33.
Okay.
Is it new for you, or is this like an on? Because I've never in my life been like, oh, I got to pee every night.
It's somewhat new, but probably when I was 28, it was already happening.
Joe just pisses his pants.
I guess.
He's
I'm
just-
like, I've never been woken
Do
up. by
you
pee.
wake up like if you wake up in the middle of the night?
No, in the morning. I never wake up in the
Thing is,
middle
if I
of the night.
wake up in the middle of the night, I start having dreams about peeing. Does it happen to you? Like
I just dream about Niagara Falls. And
no, I'll be dreaming that and then I'm like run into like the bathroom in the dream, and then I'll wake up and be like, shit, I gotta go to the bathroom.
bro, your dreams suck.
It's not the best dream. There's worse though. There's worse dreams.
What time do you stop drinking liquids at night?
I don't drink a lot of liquids in general.
Just
I don't-
you just stay dehydrated all day, and you'll be all
Yeah.
good.
Every 100, unless I am, which I have not been like, and this sounds like people are like, congratulations, Max. I have not been like blackout drunk since I threw up blood.
Since the
10
incident.
days.
I have like, I literally am like afraid to like, it's weird. I'll drink, but I don't, I stop. But when I would drink heavily at the bar, I'd go home and I would just be literally passed out until the morning. I wouldn't wake up. But if I'm not drinking heavily, 1,000% of the time I'm waking up
If I
minimum.
drink, I have to go to the bathroom more at night. Then it's like 3 or 4 times if I'm drinking.
All right. So anyway, Joe P standing up with boners. I'm a sit down
Pee
guy.
straight into the wall every time.
Well, see, for me, I'd have to lean so far over, you know, because I mean, it is like,
Okay.
this podcast went straight into wiener talk. Back to what you said about your thoughts. Here's something that I don't do. And a lot of people I've read that they, not read, I don't know why I said that.
You don't read.
You know, some people keep like little notebooks by their bed for like ideas. A lot of, maybe
People
some
do that?
business people. Yeah, they're like, if you have ideas, like write them down immediately.
That's like a self-help Instagram, how to be successful thing. No one does that. No one's writing notes down next to their bed.
I think people keep
No.
little notepads.
We have phones.
Yeah, but then the light comes on and stuff.
I just do it on my phone. But
Yeah, no. Okay. Anyway, go
maybe
ahead.
it's a good idea to have the notepad.
But a lot of times I'll be laying, you know, thinking about what I'm like, you know, faking going to sleep so I can go to sleep. And I'll be thinking about what I'm going to do the next day. And I'll be like, or I'll have an idea for like this podcast topic. And I'll think of like, oh, like literally me thinking about what do you think about when you go to sleep was an idea I had when I was thinking when I was going to sleep. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I need to remember this. And so many times I forget in the morning, but I don't write it down because I don't want to mess up. It's going to make me go to sleep longer. I get out.
yeah, but then when you forget it, it's the worst. Because you wake up and you're like, okay, I got the video playing. Wait, what did I say like the first shot was going to be? And then you're back to square one.
Yeah, but I have like so many great ideas flowing all the time. I would never get to sleep. I'd be writing down all the time, you know?
Yeah.
When I make like YouTube video ideas for the next one, like do you always execute on it or do you wake up and you're like, that was a shitty idea I had?
Usually I think they end up being one of the next videos.
Do you think journaling is dumb?
Yeah.
Define journaling.
So, well, Joe said that he doesn't think people like write down next to their bed, but I see a lot of people on Instagram that like the first thing they do when they wake up is they journal. And I can't wrap my head around this.
I think people like, I don't know if it's virtue signaling is the right word, but people like pretend they do a lot of crazy morning routines.
Explain virtue signaling.
Yeah. Oh.
I think it just means you're like, through social media, usually you're like presenting like an external image or saying something because you think that other people are going to perceive you more positively because of it, even if it's not necessarily true.
So I feel like no one has time for this stuff.
What?
Dude, no one has time to journal.
I've seen
like,
videos of people, they wake up like 2 hours earlier than they need to get up so that they can do 2 hours of like self-reflecting time.
See, the only time I've seen what you're talking about is like, I'm not gonna name any names, but the girls are like, I had such a hard day. Like they'll like talk about on Instagram, like I had such a hard day today. I journaled for 2 hours. I went and had coffee. I journaled for an hour after that. I planned the agenda for tomorrow.
I had to figure out which top to wear.
No working human is like, let me journal for 2 hours in the morning before I go to work.
Yeah, but some people I've seen, and they use this specifically, they write these like, not like daily affirmations, but like things you're grateful for. Daily gratitude, right?
I used to do that, but that takes 10 seconds.
Okay, let me ask you this though.
But I used to be a morning routine guy.
Stupid. You still take cold showers, right? Which I think
That's
is
the one thing.
the dumbest thing in the world.
No, bro. I'm a fan of cold showers.
All right,
Yeah.
Here?
No, not in Colorado.
Yeah,
We're on vacation this week.
Here's wild. Yeah.
So it's not something you enjoy.
No, it's not. It's something that like if I have to wake up and start like getting work done, if I take a cold shower, I just like get into the swing way faster.
Before the flight, like we had to get up at 5:30. I took a cold shower. If I had to get up
Why?
that early, because only I'm going to wake up. Otherwise, I'm like half asleep walking through the airport.
The shower is one of the things I look forward to the most in my day.
But you can take a warm shower at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The beginning of the day is just like, let's just get this shit going.
If I have to get up, cold shower for sure.
How about this? This might come off weird, but if I am more successful than someone who says that you have to do cold showers to be successful, I think it's dumb. Facts.
I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go into success. And it's just the cold showers, bro.
No, it's the cold.
I don't think it attributes to success. I think it's just
No, because
I'll do a warm shower.
People
and then
are
I
like,
turn to cold.
if you do cold shower, that means if you can put yourself through that first thing in the morning, you can put yourself through that pain, then you can do anything in the day. And I'm like, I don't need to do that.
They're grasping for straws, dude.
They're
No,
virtual signaling
They're
right there.
No, it's not going to change like your identity or who you are, but it might make you a little bit more productive in the morning.
If I buy a
Absolutely
course
not.
to be successful and it says I have to take cold showers, I'm pissed. I'm refunding it immediately.
Back to the gratitude.
Yeah.
What's the normal amount of how many gratitudes do you have in a day? Is it like 5?
No,
Write down 5 things.
No, I think when I did it was like 3 things. Write down 3 things I'm grateful for.
Dude,
it
after the
always the
third,
same thing?
yeah, the
No,
third day,
you try and think of different things.
So how often do you repeat?
I didn't keep track of that, bro.
It's like every 3 days. It's like, all right, back to
yeah,
Julia.
each day it'd be like, you know how like sometimes when it says like work phone or like phone, work phone, cell phone, you just put like same as above or something. I'd be like same I'm gratitude, same
Yeah,
as
the
yesterday.
idea is if you're in like a dark place, it gets you to realize like it's not all that bad, you know?
What are 3 things what are 3 gratitudes you have? How do you even say that?
You want me right now? Just
Yeah.
3? All right. Having cool friends to do a cool podcast with and kind of go snowboarding with.
Okay.
Being able to make enough money to like support myself and a future family. And 3 will say having the freedom through my work to be able to kind of like travel and work wherever I'm at.
Joe.
Say friends and family. My dog. Big fan of the dog. And yeah, I guess like work, like freedom, like financial stuff. Being able to not worry. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but like not having to worry about like where I'm going to get my next meal or something like that. Like being able to go skiing and stuff and not have to be like, oh my God.
Joe's like being able to buy a new car every 5 days.
Yeah. I think that would be
You know what? 3 things I'm grateful for. I'm going to start it out because none of y'all said this. I'm grateful for my amazing partner, Taylor, my girlfriend
That's
and relationship.
friends and
I am
family.
grateful for my relationship. Number 1. Top of the mountains, I'm screaming that.
100%.
Number
She's gonna
2.
be like, Taylor, watch this podcast. Please,
Number 2.
Please watch it.
Are you virtue signaling?
No, I'm not.
100%.
No, I'm not, dude. And number 2, my amazing dog, because he has changed my life for the better, made me realize what I was missing without him. And number 3, everything else.
See, that was hard to come up with.
All
3. I'm
that
like,
other
if I had
shit.
to do that again tomorrow, you got to get real nitpicky.
Yeah, like, what do you do
my
tomorrow?
protein shake this morning?
Like, are you like, I didn't have to go to the store to get milk today. Grateful for that because I bought some yesterday. Like,
Yep.
I feel like after a certain amount of time,
You'll come up with some stuff.
I don't know, dude. The whole journaling thing,
I think if you're in a good place mentally, there's no benefit really. Well, some benefit.
I think more girls do it than guys.
is a
right?
journal
I
like a
don't think
diary? Like
guys
no
are
one else is supposed to read your journal?
I've never journaled. I've written down things I'm grateful for. I've never
Do you show
journaled.
other people that, or is it just for you?
It was just for me.
What do you do when it's full? Just throw it away.
I didn't write it on like a book.
What do
So you
write
gave
it on?
up. You didn't
Is it
finish
a
the
sheet of
book?
paper?
No, there was an app I had
Oh,
called
okay.
Grid
All right.
Diary where each day it just like, you just create like different categories and you can just each day
What
like,
happens if you
refresh
journal
it.
in a book and it fills up? Do you throw it away, or do you just like keep, like start cataloging? Like this is this date through this date and put
No,
it in a vault somewhere.
you then on the next book write, I am grateful for that last book.
You throw that book away.
Yeah, I think you throw the book
You
away.
burn it.
Yeah.
But I will say that there is power in physically writing things down that I don't think typing or putting on your phone will ever do. For example, all the notes on my podcast,
Yeah.
I've tried like I type them on my phone, but when I write them out, I can remember them a lot more.
When I'm writing code, I always have a little notepad next
You
to me.
write code on a notepad?
I was about to be like, I always write it first on a
No,
notepad.
no, but just like ideas and stuff. Like what I got to finish today, like what I'm, how this is all going to link together, what I need to finish up. Like that's always a note. Like I have to do physical paper. I can't put that in like a to-do list.
Bro, my handwriting's
my
so
app.
bad. I don't think I've written anything on a piece of paper for like 8 years.
I've always thought like my handwriting is so trash.
I read in all caps.
Mine's
when
pretty
I'm
good.
doing
I
it.
feel like once you get to a certain age, like your handwriting is that. Like, I don't think you can improve on your handwriting.
I'm sure you can.
How?
Lessons.
Like there's no way you could change the past 20 some years of how you wrote. Do you ever see people that write in like full caps and like perfect and you're like, man, that looks so cool. And you look at yours and you're like, only I can read it.
Yep.
It's like a journal.
Mine's pretty nice. I'll show you later.
I imagine Joe's good handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real small. Real like
Fit a lot of characters on each line.
8 pixels.
8 pixels?
Yeah. 8px.
Damn. Well, dude, with all this journaling and stuff that you see, I see it a lot on Instagram, a lot about like daily gratitude journaling. Like, you know, when I see like time lapses of like day in my life. Oh, Joe has the thought. What's up?
They're not doing it. They're doing it for that reel to make you think they're doing it, and then they're not fucking.
So
2 days after that was filmed, they're never doing it again.
So I every year I upload a morning routine video. And this year, I think it was the most just real because it was basically just cold shower and nothing else.
I feel like you're.
But that was the point of the video was like, are you trying to spend 3 hours just getting ready for the day? Like, that's not going to make you more successful. This is just going to lose 3 hours of sleep or you're going to lose 3 hours of getting work done. Like, what's the point?
I don't know, dude, but it's the thing to do to show people all the things you're doing. And, you know, a lot of influencers have seen success with this. And I feel like there's some influencers that have seen a lot because you see nowadays, like people are like getting popular out of nowhere. And you know, maybe not Joe, but like David and I have been putting in the work for years. We're slowly grinding. There's people that like in 1 month, they go from no following to.
Yeah, but that's like in the short form content world we live in. There's very few people who go to like instant success with long form content, like regular YouTube videos.
Yeah, but so there's this girl on TikTok. And
but TikTok is, that's what I'm talking about.
No, okay. Sometimes you see a really popular creator on TikTok, and then you go to like, let's say their Instagram, their YouTube, no carryover, right? Yeah. Just doesn't. Then there's the people like the D'Amelio twins and like Addison Rae, where like they're like
but they're like celebrities at this point, bro.
Yeah, but they had carryover, right? So there's this girl, this like she's like the new, I don't know, I'm not gonna classify her or something, but she's like one of those like the new like top to the top of the top. Her name's Alex Earl.
Just like influencer, right?
Yeah, Alex Earl. She started on TikTok, just blew up in like less than 6 months. Like on Instagram has like 1 or 2 million on Instagram.
Didn't something go down with her and the guy in the Chiefs, Travis Kelce?
I don't know any of these people.
Well,
I heard a soundbite.
There's a girl. She got really popular.
Yeah.
Now, rumor has it she charges like $70,000 for like an Instagram post or something, or like a promo deal.
But there's always outliers for everything.
What do you think about people who have like overnight success?
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
she did something right, bro.
I know.
Maybe she's just.
I
don't know. Maybe she's attractive.
But I feel like the charge, you know, like yeah, she might charge 70, but like she probably takes 10.
You think she has managers?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I could charge 20 grand for a shout out. I'm getting 20 grand for a shout out. Like,
my new rate is $10 million.
I mean,
what do you think about? What do you think about people who have like a influx of popularity? Do you think that's like? Do you think it can lead down a bad path of like? Because like, you know, for us, like we kind of over time developed and like learned how to like deal with, you know, the paparazzi and shit just always at my door and stuff. But like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know, without naming names, like younger influencers who right now or maybe 6 months ago were crushing it and they're spending like a lot of money. I think our trajectory is more sustainable. You know?
I think easy come, easy go, right? Like I think your audience will be your audience for a long time. I think a lot of these guys will they'll get 1 million subs overnight, and
but there's no like real connection.
A month from now, they're getting 8,000 views on a video, and like no one cares. You know, it's like no one has a bond with them. They're not listening to them.
What are they doing?
I'm like they're watching their content, but they're not like, oh, I'm buying what this guy's selling.
Even if we lost all of our following, like we've over the past 10 years of like slowly grinding this up, have developed like a lot of skills for like we could surely be successful in some business outside. Maybe we wouldn't have that initial push of like customers, but we understand a lot of like fundamentals that if you just like, I'm just getting a bunch of money for each shout out I do, and then I don't have any more people following me, then what do you do?
Do you think that like nowadays the influencers are like, I feel like people now, like everything they do is like content. They're like, anywhere I go, I'm gonna make 8 pieces of content out of this. I feel like we're more, is methodical the name of it? Like we're like, okay, like I know I'm only gonna film this little thing on that day. I'm just gonna go enjoy this. Where some people are like, I'm gonna make content of everything because I want to grow as fast as possible. And like I feel like we don't optimize every situation we're in on the like every platform. Like we could have made like 7 TikToks yesterday. We didn't do any of it.
Yeah. I mean, but we also have like business responsibilities. We're also here trying to like enjoy a vacation.
Yeah, but if we're trying to like be better creators, why do you think that like we don't do the?
I'm the wrong person though. I'm very anti-content. I'm like I want to enjoy something. Like I drove a McLaren P1 3 weeks ago.
I don't know what that is.
Hypercar.
How much does it cost?
Right now, like $3.something million.
Okay, so
Got
not
to drive
much.
it down the road, right? I'm a car YouTuber. Should have filmed that. I just had a great time.
I didn't even know about this. You didn't even text me.
That's what I'm saying. Like even we were snowboarding yesterday. I really didn't get any shots. I didn't even ask y'all to get me any. Like I just want to enjoy life. I don't feel like I need to film everything. I don't feel like I need to make my life like a content thing. But also like I make my money in a completely different field. Like I'm not a social media influencer. I'm a software developer that happens to make videos.
I don't know, man. After we're doing it for so many years, yeah, I agree, Joe. That you're a separate
I'm a
category
different-
than myself and Max. But after doing it for so many years, I think we also are able to like, bro, we're not just doing this for the next month. Like we're going to be doing this for years to come, and like we need to have some like sustainable system.
Do you think we use that as like a lazy way of like?
Bro, we've been putting out consistent YouTube for how many years? I don't think anyone would consider that lazy.
No one gives a fuck about YouTube, bro. They care about TikTok and Reels.
I will say y'all are better
And
about
YouTube
it than,
Shorts.
than most people. Like y'all are pretty chill with it. Like this trip, there hasn't really been any like inconvenience. But like back in the day when we go like the whole Alpha Elite crew to like the Caymans, holy shit. It's like you couldn't eat a bite of food without 7 people had to take photos, and we got to film this, and everybody
I think you start
script
reading
this. You say this at this point. I'm going to come in the room here. You say this. It's like, dude, I just want to be on vacation for a day. Like, why do we got to fucking stage everything?
Yeah, but how do you think it's gonna be a tax write-off if you don't make content, dude? You know?
That's where I'm like, I'm
Sorry, you pay out of pocket, bro. I'm filming a podcast in
Yeah,
Colorado.
yeah,
What are you
yeah.
doing?
I think if you get good enough at it, you can like integrate it into your life without it being your life. Where I think a lot of people is like everything they do has to be content.
How do you view David and I in our relationship with social media? From an outsider perspective. Don't try to be nice and make me feel good. Dude.
Joe's never a nice guy who tries to make you feel good.
I mean, y'all are good. I don't know.
I feel
I don't know what
like, do you think we're like overly obsessed about it?
No.
Excessive?
No. After meeting a lot of the people that I've met now, not even close.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, David?
I mean, I think I've been through a phase of being obsessive about it, but I think we also, like I said, we're not just social media anymore, right? We manage employees, we manage businesses, and like if we tried to be that obsessive about social media, I don't. We just have like a lot of anxiety all day.
Do you think it's possible to be, because especially now with like me running Sour Strips, like most of my day, it's like I could, people always tell me like delegate out. And like, yeah, there are certain aspects, but like at a certain point, if you delegate everything, you're no longer really a part of that company. You're just like the owner who gets a check, kind of, right? I have like a lot of hands-on things that not only I enjoy doing, but I just prefer to spend my time doing, where I could completely outsource and go balls to the wall content creator. But it's like, I don't really want to do that.
But you've been through that phase. You've been there, done that.
Yeah. I guess like people always ask me about like, hey, why don't you like switch your content up? Because like you're complaining about views. Like, why don't you do what's like trendy? But I'm like, I think like the phase is kind of come and gone of me. Like only everything has to be only about content. I'm like,
Well, I don't know about you, but my first few years on YouTube, I woke up, I thought YouTube, I ate YouTube, I dreamt YouTube. That was the only
fucked YouTube.
I fucked YouTube. It was the only thing I knew how to do. No, the only thing I was ever thinking about was like my next YouTube video. And yeah, I get the same comments like you should just do some challenge videos because that's what the algorithm wants now. But I don't want to do challenge videos. I mean, you've talked about that before. I don't want to do challenge videos.
Do you think we're just like old men yelling at clouds? Like I don't want to change what I've been doing. No. What worked a couple years ago, I know it doesn't work as much anymore, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
I don't expect my channel. I think we both have like a realistic expectation. We don't think we're about to like go to the moon and be like on the trending page of YouTube, right? I think
It's also like your monetization though, right? Like you can monetize y'all's content. You can't, like the people that are subbing to you because you filled your house with fucking bouncy balls, they're not buying your fucking course on something or like looking to you for advice and stuff, you know? Like y'all's content, I think, brings in subscribers that are loyal to you and look to you for advice and stuff. Where you're like, who could eat the most hot peppers in 5 minutes? Like no one's like, oh, I want to take business advice from this guy or I want to take dating advice from the, you know, like.
Now those people
So
just
it's
need to like make a merch line and hope that
Pretty
if
much.
they get 10 million views, that
Yeah.
they get a 0.01%
Well,
conversion.
building a
rate.
company, I think y'all are doing it right.
I think the problem is you have to kind of accept, you know, there's gonna be certain outliers for everything. So you can't be like, you can't think that everything's like exact percentages and exact statistics. But like, you know, at a certain point, if you lean into the algorithm and you're like, I'm gonna make challenge videos because I'm gonna get the views, right? But then you're like, oh shit, like I kind of also want to show people things about me, what I'm doing, cause like this brand I'm building. But you're like, how do I incorporate that, but not get people to be like, no, I just want the challenge stuff. They don't care about like your like, hey, here's like what I'm doing after the challenge. Like, fuck you. I just want to see your challenge, right?
Yep.
It's so hard to build like an actual audience outside of that. Cause I see people all the time. I mean, they get 5 million views of video. And I'm not trying to like say like Instagram is like how the thing, but like they have no carryover to that because I'm like people only care about these challenge videos and like it's like where their Instagram's their personal stuff, no one cares. Which is I would as much as I complain about views 24/7, right, or complain about the downward spiral that I'm on. I still just like I prefer to make content about like my life rather than like one topic that I am just known for. Like making challenges or whatever.
I think also though, like social media platforms have different weights scaling wise. So like as a business owner for Sour Strips, it probably makes a lot more sense, or even Edge or whatever. Someone with 20,000 subs on YouTube is probably you're probably better off paying them for a shout out than someone with 500,000 on Instagram. Because I feel like Instagram does not sell. Like people on Instagram are not that loyal to the people on Instagram where they're clicking those links. Like with Enzo, we noticed like people with 1,000 subs on YouTube did way better than people with 20,000 followers on Instagram.
But also you have this like entitlement, right? Because I feel like influencer marketing, if you rewind like 2, 3, 4 years, it was like kind of like an untapped market and you could get like good ROI. But now any kid on Instagram, whether they're getting good rates or their friends are getting good rates, there's like this sense of entitlement that like, I want 5K per post, even if you give it to them and you generate like $100 in revenue. And then it's like, what's the influencer market? Not that it's dead, but like you said, I think you need to target like people with like genuine relationship with their audience.
I think the long form content though, like YouTube is like, to me, 1,000 YouTube subs is worth more than 100,000 Instagram subs.
Yep.
I think YouTube is absolutely the most powerful. But I mean, but again, I say this because there are outliers that do blow up on another platform that you think isn't as impactful. But I think YouTube is like actually not only one of the most difficult to grow an audience, to maintain an audience, but just to, like to get to like be consistent on it. I think YouTube's the most difficult, absolutely, because you'll see people who blow up on Instagram, blow up on TikTok or whatever. There's only really 2 other apps you get super popular on. But like when they make a YouTube video, it's like none of it. There's no carryover, which is confusing to me because you'd think people would want, hey, I love you. Millions of people love 15 seconds of you. Why would you not want 10 minutes of me?
Look at I think CoffeeZilla.
Yeah.
He has like 50,000 followers. I think I have more followers than him on Instagram. I'm like, how's CoffeeZilla only have 50,000 on Instagram? But he never pushes, he never talks about it. So I get, it's like weird though. He has like millions on YouTube and then Instagram's just nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
But what I've realized now that I've been doing the YouTube shorts and like it's stupid.
David gets crazy YouTube short views.
I have a few that are like at 10 million now. And it's frustrating because I put maybe 100 times the effort in terms of the time into a YouTube video as I put into a YouTube short, especially because I don't edit the shorts at all myself. And then you don't get the view. Then you start to realize, or I start to realize, for a YouTube video, someone has to see it and click on it. For any type of short form content, a reel, a short, a TikTok, people aren't like scrolling and selecting that. It's just like spoon fed to them as they scroll to the next video. It doesn't really, not that there's no value, but it's a very small percentage of the value.
I've realized that my content is not made for shorts. I've had someone for the past 4 months, maybe even longer, maybe even close to 6 months, chopping my content up. And he's like really good with like the titles, putting the text on the screen. Like, cause I like taking my vlog clips, which I don't think are made for short form because it's very about me. They're not like broad kind of things. And like my humor is about like stuff that you have to watch my videos to get it. And he puts them out every day on my channel shorts. David gets 800,000 to 7 million. And every single short that I upload or that my guy uploads on auto gets like 5,000 views.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but if someone's scrolling through, they don't stop to, right? Like you said, it's like a random part of your day that's spliced. That doesn't really make sense.
I don't know, man. But with all the influencing stuff, it's something that they do a lot of.
You do?
Get invited to events, sports events.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people like at the Super Bowl and people who don't even like going to sports, but they're like, I'm going to go to make content.
There were a bunch of like real celebrities who were upset about the Super Bowl.
Why?
Because they couldn't. I think there was like, I don't know exactly, don't quote me on it. I think it was like Jay-Z or somebody like like why the hell, or like there's like TikTokers that are like dancing at the Super Bowl and it's like Jay-Z and like Kanye couldn't go.
Because I think a lot
they didn't get free tickets, but like these TikTokers did. And it's
as much as it is, like would you rather pay or not even have to pay a bunch of super popular influencers to go to the Super Bowl, or you got to pay Jay-Z $5 million to be in your like SeatGeek section or something.
So we did F1 in Austin. Red Bull shared a tent with Cash App, and Cash App filled their side with TikTokers. It was the most cringy because like you could see into there. So like the whole time, like everyone on our side's watching the race, and on the other side they're just like dancing the whole time. It's like random girls like dancing with like lights on them, like doing their makeup. It was like no one in that side cared about that race at all. It was just like how to make some content out there.
You don't like that?
Welcome to 2022, dude.
You know,
2023.
you know what they do a lot of at sports events?
What?
They drink, dude. Hold on. Here's one more, boys.
You know we're hitting the slopes in like an hour.
That's okay, dude. Here we go.
Y'all didn't see the one we had to take before the podcast.
Yeah, this is number 3.
It's not even real alcohol, bro. It's malt.
I'm countering it with my coffee.
I might have to go grab my coffee.
I'm going to say it now. Arriba, abajo, el centro, el drinko.
Hey. I literally do not drink. If I'm on camera, is the only time I drink. Max, he's taking advantage of me right now.
You're virtue signaling while drinking?
Yeah, David.
I guess it's more like, nah, I won't defend myself. Maybe it is.
So speaking of the Super Bowl, what do you guys think about that? Let's talk about sports, because if there's one thing I know a lot about, it's sports.
We caught the end of the game. Max, Taylor, and I went and got a massage for like half the game.
I didn't even watch
Chiefs
it.
won. Chiefs won. They were playing against the
tough call at the
Seahawks.
end. Not the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Max knows
Fucking
that.
Birds.
The bird, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. Looks the same. Big victory. Now, David, you're a sports guy.
I mean, kind of. Maybe
Okay.
compared to both of y'all.
We gotta
I'm
talk
out
But
on
the
this
bar
one.
is very low if I'm the sports guy.
Action sport. I'm into action sports, but like any team sport.
Well, dude, the Super Bowl, there was a crazy call where one of the players held on to the other player holding. Because of that, it basically, like, they think that holding call, which shouldn't have been called that because it wasn't holding, cost them the game. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think in general, you don't want like the refs to decide a game. And if it's that, and it didn't have a big impact on the play. So I think like the outrage.
What do you mean? It was automatic first down.
No.
The other way.
The opposite.
Wouldn't have called
if
it.
they didn't call it, it wouldn't have had a big out. But like,
But it could have.
It probably wouldn't have if you watch it. So that's why people are mad. Because like, well, then the refs decided the game because there was like a ticky-tacky like call. They like shouldn't have.
Look, I know nothing about this, but I did see like some of this. I think it's a weird way to like, do you bend the rules if it's a certain situation kind of thing? Because they saw the replay and it would have been holding like under any circumstance. Like they showed the play and it was holding. He was holding him.
But fourth quarter in the Super Bowl, if it's not going to decide the game.
So like, at what point are you like the rules are the rules? But if it's the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, then are the rules like like as a fan, 100% you shouldn't do that. But
then if you're a
as a
Chiefs
sports,
fan,
yeah.
you're like, well, like because I think I don't know. See, again, I'm not the sports guy, but Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Eagles.
I don't know.
I think he had like 2 fumbles. So as Chiefs fan, you're like, well, like you guys lost the game aside from that call anyway. If you look at it as like a whole 48 minutes, I think it's 48 minutes.
But I will say, I guess like it's a tough thing to like. The rules should always be the rules, or is it up to the refs on when they can bend the rules based on entertainment value? Like,
Have you guys always been not sports fans? Because I used to be a huge sports fan.
I played basketball in middle school and high
Obviously.
school, so like I was really into like NBA for a while, and then when I stopped playing,
I think when I graduated college, I just slowly lost interest.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, huge Randy Moss fan, greatest athlete of all time. He was on that Patriots team that went undefeated, then lost the Super Bowl. You guys don't even remember that.
No.
That's why I know him with
It
some
sounds
really,
really
really
familiar.
bad.
Were your
sports fans.
parents like pissed that like you didn't try to go after basketball? Because like what a
they're just pissed I didn't go to college. I think that was the main.
yeah, you turned up
They
pretty
didn't really
bad.
care about the basketball thing.
You know, I think they need to change the rules in general with sports because there's a lot of. I think it's just whack. Whack is the name of it because here's an example. The Chiefs playing right? Yeah, the Chiefs they have the ball only like X amount of seconds or whatever, and it's their turn. Every time they get the ball, they down it just to wait the clock out because there's only enough time. They get the ball, they down it. Let's run the clock out. So then the other team only has like 1 second. That's bullshit.
Strategy, dude.
That's bullshit.
Playing
That's
within the
strategy,
rules.
yeah.
I think that is the cheapest cop out. Like if you're
Do you know how much
play
money?
the game.
You know how much money's riding on it for the coaches, the players?
Just play the
sponsored
game.
deals.
You know that, right?
What?
It's all scripted.
It means all
Oh, I
scripted.
heard about that. The NFL's scripted.
No,
It's like the Jake Paul fights.
yeah,
I don't know, bro.
That might actually be
No,
scripted.
because it's in basketball too. It's like what happens? It's like the final 30 seconds or minute, whatever. It's like when they have the ball. It's like they're like foul. They get it.
What did you see? So like, I don't know who
It's
it was. but
stupid, bro.
Someone was like, I think they were joking around, said it was scripted. I think the NFL like sued them for saying it was scripted.
Man,
Because like people get pissed about that.
They're
Like,
canceling everybody these days.
Yeah, no, it was the whole thing. It's funny though. There's like memes though, and it was like it was showing like Aaron Hernandez when he saw like the script for his last season. It was like, oh shit,
Isn't that the guy that?
he's
got
a
caught for murder and
Patriots guy, like,
They
bury
were just saying
some-
like if it is scripted, like all
bury
the people
some
get hurt
bodies.
in the games or have to like see that in the paperwork and like, oh shit.
I know the Aaron Hernandez. You want to know why? Because Eminem once said that he's the Aaron Hernandez of rap. Get it? Because he's killing the game.
Damn.
Yeah, I got it.
Dude, why are all these sports athletes getting it? Like, I mean, I don't think obviously murder is kind of like ridiculous, but like you see like a lot of athletes get in trouble for like doing.
It's before they make it. You think a lot of these like really high level athletes aren't well off before they're in the
You shouldn't
So, like,
murder anyone, whether you're an
no.
athlete or not. But
like the NBA especially. Like a lot of the really really good NBA players are like usually
Come from
coming from like low
really
income.
rough backgrounds.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're doing crazy shit before they get in the NBA, and then like 6 years after they get in, they get charged with murder from something that happened. Like
you said you're no longer kind of like a sports fan. What's your opinion on the? I can't wrap my head around the super fan of sports. Like people that okay. Let me tell you a quick story fast. My mom, before she met Joe, not you, the love of the most recent love of her life, has been married. Super happy for her. He's a great guy.
It is
Obviously,
me.
all Joes. He's also really tall, kind of weird, and he's good at everything too. He can like fix everything. What the fuck? If you're tall and you're Joe, you're good at everything. But my mom dated a guy a long time ago, and I don't remember which team it was. It doesn't matter. But like he was the most hardcore sports fan. I mean, I'd be in the kitchen making a sandwich, and this guy, like my mom would be like upstairs, he'd be downstairs because he had to watch the game. I'm like relatively new to like meeting this guy. I'm not even turn your mics down, everyone. But this guy would be like, he'd be watching, and he'd be like, oh come on, like ref, what the fuck, and like would be like furious, screaming at the television, and I'm like, do you know these people?
yeah,
Have you played this game before? How can you get so upset by watching a bunch of other dudes play a game that has no impact on your life?
I agree with that.
But I think it's the same as no, I agree, and that's what I was telling you about that Randy Moss season. The Patriots lost in the final. I was in my parents' basement at the time. I was like ripping up all the magazines they had, like swearing, throwing things against the wall. And I think that was actually like an eye-opening moment for me. It's like, why do I care so much about this? But I think it's the same when people like put all of their like identity into like politics or sports or whatever it is. It's like it's just a way to like escape your own life, right? And like find something you care about.
I get like being into it. Like I like F1. Like I'll watch all the F1 races,
Mhm.
but I'm never like, yeah, the whole like giving advice through the TV thing's weird. My roommate does that. With,
You can't
with
emotionally
football.
like identify with.
He'll like
it.
run left. I'm like, yeah, he can hear you, dude. He's taking commands through the TV right now on his headset. It's really
They're like,
helping.
oh, come on. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you not catch that? Oh my God. Like I would have caught that.
yeah, it's the best thing.
Bro,
Like,
my old roommate, my old roommate in college, Tom. Shout out Tom Cray. You guys are going to meet him one day. I'm going to have him on the podcast. One of the most interesting people in the entire world. He is diehard Steelers fan. And back in college, I mean, he would just talk shit about any other person's team. You know, your team sucks. Everyone sucks.
But it's
about
like a
the Steelers.
community. It's like a community identity
But
thing. Same with politics.
if you talk shit about the Steelers to him while they're losing, he would literally punch you in the face. Literally violate your space. Like be like, he's like, shut the fuck up or I will beat the fuck out of you. And like in a serious way. And I'm like, whoa. How do people get so
sports, dude.
it becomes part of their identity, man.
I know people that like life's kind of suck objectively, but if their team's doing well, like if their team
They'll
wins the
still
Super Bowl,
feel happy.
everything else is great. Like they could have the worst job, hate their wives, like everything sucks, but the Super Bowl team won.
For a week, they got a good life.
Yeah, like they're good for the,
You know, I always thought like
Good year.
on Sundays, I like to take Sunday as like a super lazy day. I play a lot of video games. Like I really just chill. Like I used to get in my head about it. I'm like, oh, I need to be working 24/7. Like, yeah, I get some stuff done, but I like to just chill. But then I definitely stopped feeling bad about it because I look at like the manliest men on like Instagram and I was like, dudes just watch sports on Sundays during football. I didn't know people, there's like multiple games where they just
it's
sit
all
and they'll
day
watch
event.
it the whole day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if you got in a relationship, like if a girl got in a relationship with you and you were a diehard sports fan, would you just out of the gate be like, listen, on Sundays, don't talk to me. On Sundays, we're not doing anything because I am not missing this game. All 7 of them.
I don't know because I don't care about sports like that.
I'm very, so another thing I don't understand, I'm very like, if I can do it, I don't want to watch it. So like, I can't drive an F1 car, I'll watch F1. I can play basketball. I can play, big one, gaming. I never understood people that watch other people stream. Like, yeah, I've streamed, you stream. I've never understood, like, go play Fortnite. Like, why are people watching you play Fortnite? Go play Fortnite.
I agree.
Why do I want to watch someone play COD? I want to play COD. It's a very weird idea to me.
We need to play COD again soon.
Yeah, me and David have only played together twice, and we won both Warzone games.
First place.
We
both
played
times.
together.
We
We
carried
won.
Maxx. That was the second game I played with him.
I wouldn't say you carried me. But
We played duos once, one. Played trios with Max.
Yeah,
One. That's
and
got to
Max
be some type
sucks.
of record.
So I think we're going to play 3. We'll go 3 for 3.
So you don't like watching people play video games?
What? You can do it yourself. Like, why do you want to watch someone else? Unless you're just really bad. I mean, I don't get the idea of like, I want to watch someone else do something that I could just be doing.
So why would you like? Why do people watch me go to Chipotle?
I don't know. I've been asking myself that for years. I have no clue.
What do you think about some of the new sports in the field? The power slap.
I don't know
What do you
that
think
is.
about power?
That's
You don't know what
actually
power
pretty-
slap
it's
is?
pretty fun to watch.
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay,
It sounds like you slap someone really hard in the face.
It is exactly.
I've
like,
seen some
you
like
slap me,
YouTube.
It would be like
slap your back, dude.
I'm not gonna slap you, Joe. Like trust me, I fucking want to, bro. So we would both. There's like as like a table.
Is it the first person who passes out? I've seen some
Pretty
like
much.
short
yeah,
clips.
and it's
on
like
it.
so each person. I think you would like maybe
It's
hold
like
on to
arm
something.
wrestling but slapping.
It would both
Shock
stand
your
there.
hand up a little bit.
Joe would put his hands behind his back, and I would just
Yeah.
boom.
It's crazy. There's
And
some
then-
like
and then
little
you slap
girls on
me.
there.
I think that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's the UFC guy made it.
The
Who's-
UFC guy?
his
No, I
name?
think he backed it.
Dana White.
Dana
Yeah.
White.
I
How
don't
can
think
him
he
and
made it. I
dude,
think he,
Joe
like,
Rogan and
invested in
Dana
it.
White?
They look similar.
I think I get them.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan and Dana White are like the same person.
It's racist.
What?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Both bald white guys.
So Dana White did it, or he like endorsed it, and now it's like a big thing. And some people are enraged. Like some people are like, oh, like they're signing up for it. Like what people choose to do. But I feel like, dude, someone's gonna get brain damage.
I'm
bro.
sure they sign a waiver of some kind.
I know, but like, do you think there's like a
CTE?
like at a certain point, are you like, hey, like people are gonna get like mentally damaged from this?
Probably. I have a controversial thing for you.
Oh, here we go.
Would you be in? I'm all for it. Have you ever seen Death Race?
The movie?
Yeah.
Is
that-
Jason Statham in that?
Is that
One
when?
of
Yeah.
them?
Is that when the
yeah.
cars they shoot each? It's
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
twisted
Would you
metal.
Be,
but-
okay, let's just remove the cards. Would you be okay with death row inmates, like they're gonna die anyways, signing up for like Coliseum level fighting tigers and stuff,
So like gladiator shit.
pay per view?
Right.
And if you live, you can get out scot free,
in
but you're
Thailand-
probably gonna get ripped to death.
Right, in Thailand, Muay Thai is like religion there.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I'm not gonna say like exactly how it works, but from time to time, Thai prisoners are able to fight for their freedom in a Muay
That's
Thai
what I'm saying.
fight.
Like, would you be if the U.S. was like, we're gonna start doing pay per view Coliseum fights?
No.
I would.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
okay
that's
with that.
entertainment.
So they're
No.
gonna stage it because you obviously can't let like a serial murder back out. So in Death Race, they stage the whole thing. Like that's the thing with the movie is
They
like
stage so they can't win.
pretty much. But one guy does end up.
You put a
getting out.
tiger on steroids.
Pretty much, they're like, yeah. Like if you're gonna get out, like someone like blow darts you from the side and like takes you out real quick. But I feel like that. Do you know how much money that would pay for the whole prison system right there? You know how many people would pay for that?
So Joe is basically saying that he would like to watch other people suffer, potentially die for his entertainment.
Yeah, but like in cool ways.
Look, like in Suicide Squad, right? That's
Yeah.
similar,
Yeah.
similar. But they're like, hey, protect the earth, and if you do this,
Yeah.
we'll get out. People of death row, assuming they were like in death row for these
Yeah.
terrible things, and they were actual person to do it. Obviously, we want them to, you get what you deserve, right? But just because you beat a tiger doesn't mean you should be
not beating a tiger,
relieved
dude.
of
No
your
one's beating a
killing
tiger.
someone.
yeah, they would have. I mean,
I could beat a
It'd
tiger.
have to be really hard. It'd be like impossible to do.
We had this discussion last night. What is the largest animal that you think that if it was a life or death situation, what is the top tier animal that you're like
It's
anything?
a 10 by 10 room. You're locked in. There's no way out.
definitely not a bear. Definitely not a.
Why would a
No, not
bear
a
be your
bear.
first choice? Go
You
some.
gotta come way smaller,
I'm
dude.
going
Yeah,
backwards.
work your way down.
I'm working my way
Come down
backwards.
Do you think you could
tiers
beat
from
a
where you are right
wolf?
It depends.
No.
I don't know enough about wolves.
No,
I don't know enough
not a
about
chance. It's a fight to the death, and you and the animal are both aware it's a fight to the
And we're
death.
just butt naked, both of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have like a. Yeah, I guess my clothes wouldn't help me, but we're butt naked.
I'm like, bro, if I put Max in a room with a squirrel, that
What?
squirrel might whip your ass, dude.
No,
He'd probably crawl up my
I
butt.
got
Look
a
how
little bit of
fast-
confidence
dude,
in
a
him.
squirrel's moving so fast. Like you're not kicking that squirrel.
He's also not gonna hurt me.
You death by 1,000 cuts. He's like nipping you and running off.
I don't agree with that one.
It's just
I feel like harder than you think. I think in your head you're like, I'm gonna beat that squirrel. I feel like the squirrel's harder to kill.
It might be harder than you think, but it's not gonna.
Yeah.
Not gonna kill.
It'll fuck you up.
There's some scratches.
I think like a fox is probably the biggest animal I could take in a small room.
what?
Yeah.
I need
to
to
still fuck me up pretty good. Like I'm still gonna
list.
get pretty bloody here. Yeah.
But you're walking out.
Yeah. Even like, bro, like you go like a cow. Like you can't take a cow down. It wouldn't hurt you, but you're not killing it.
You'd get it
barehanded.
eventually.
What are you gonna do barehanded to a cow?
Knees to the ribs. Oh, you break
Dude,
all
that
its
cow does
ribs.
not give a shit.
Knees to its
Cows
face.
are huge. That cow's just
Dude,
gonna look at you
you'd
like, what are you doing?
Death by 1,000 knees.
I'm gonna go with a fox. That's my answer.
I got one more. I got one more topic about sports because I like again. This is just my go-to. Why? What do you guys think about LeBron James? Because it just recently came out that he put more basketballs in the hoop than anyone else in the world. Right?
I think that he's the most hated athlete, maybe
I thought he's
individual of all time.
loved. Dude,
No,
bro, all my friends that I know want to literally suck him off. Dude.
Look at any Instagram post and like ESPN's account. Every comment is just trashing them as hard as they can. I think he's an amazing basketball player, arguably the best of all time. I know outside the basketball court, I don't really know much about him, but I think he's an amazing athlete.
He's very political.
Yeah, that's why outside the basketball court.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, if you're a basketball player, like you're good at putting balls in a hoop, that's where it stopped. Like you don't need to give people advice on other shit.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Joe.
Yeah.
Your comment, there was a big comment that got a lot of flack in the
Shut up and play or something.
It was like you get paid to dribble a basketball, not to do something.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
No, I'm not that guy. I'm just like, he's very like anti like the US is, racist and blah blah. But
Wait,
then he
Joe,
has no problem taking checks from China. Like he
Joe.
gets so much money from China.
Joe,
that's
can I ask you this?
Yeah.
If he agreed with you politically, would you be saying anything?
No. I'm just saying
Because I don't agree with him politically,
No,
but I think free speech 100%
I don't think
to the
the
moon.
issue I have is not his political view. My issue I have is that he's very anti things that he doesn't like while he's taking checks from the exact same thing. So he's very like anti-oppression, but his Nike contracts pay him a shitload of money and his Nike contracts are fed from the exact same oppression from China. So like you can't be like, oh, no oppression, but I'll take $100 million a year from Nike that's working off that.
Is
same
that like
oppression.
people who like comment that like when I say, oh, I got this new product I'm releasing, they're like, oh my God, more garbage from China. And then I'm like, are you typing this on your garbage phone that you got from China?
He said some stuff that
He's
was
a
kinda
hypocriticizer.
Like, he did something that I think he tweeted. There was like a cop that was potentially like a racially motivated thing, and he tweeted his name and was like, "You're next." After the whole Kavanaugh thing happened, and he ended up deleting it. But I'm like, why? Like, why are you like you're a basketball player? Why are you like feeding the world?
You can be a basketball player and still have opinions.
But I'm just like, why would you like you have such a huge platform? You can't make little mistakes.
If the
like that.
random person on Twitter can have an opinion just because you're rich, famous, and really good at something, your opinion's less.
So, but in that case, he was wrong. Like that, he deleted it.
But you're allowed to be wrong. You're wrong. I'm wrong.
No, I know, but when
I'm
you
never wrong.
have 100
Max is
million
wrong.
followers, being wrong is a little bit bigger.
No,
like you're inciting hundreds of thousands of people to be violent when you're wrong at that scale. Like if I say something that's wrong, 10 people might be like, oh, but when you have 100 million followers, you gotta be a little bit more careful.
Well, that's
that's
like the recent Kanye stuff, right? And I love Kanye.
It's the same with Kanye.
But,
like when you're that big, you gotta
yeah,
be careful with
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying because
No.
you're feeding
I agree.
millions of
Or
people.
even Tate. Like that's something that I think when he was on the Piers Morgan podcast, or I guess not a podcast, his show recently, that's the one thing. He's like, yeah, going back some of those clips that are taken out of context, if I'd known that I would have this many eyes on them, I probably wouldn't have said them like that. So I
It's
think
like great power, great responsibility thing,
yeah.
Do you think so? A lot of times I get yelled at. I don't know why anyone thinks. No, whenever there's like a political thing happening in the world, a lot of times, it doesn't happen that much because I think I've been very like open about like, hey, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about my views on like current events of like all these things. And the biggest reason why I don't do it is because it's almost like embarrassing how like uneducated, not knowledgeable, because I don't keep up with anything. I don't like, and I should as an adult who a lot of the things, especially my business, are impacted by, global decisions and stuff. But like people will hate on me because they're like, Max, why haven't you spoken up about this? And then it's kind of the same thing of like why should people look to me to be a voice for something?
Yeah.
And then when I do it, like I feel like you can't win. If you say nothing,
But here's the thing.
or you say something.
Here's the thing, and I'm curious of your thoughts as well. I think if you look at I think right now, if you pay attention to like the media, like there's a perception that people are as like hateful and as against each other as always. But But I think probably at any given time, if you take like 100% of people, like 80% of people are reasonable, and there's 10% who will like kill you and burn you or want to if you say what they don't agree with, and the other 10% the other way.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe 5% on each side, and those are the ones leaving the comments, right? It's like the very vocal minority. I don't think that people are like any worse.
I'm so anti like the whole like if a brand does within reason, like the whole Balenciaga thing, I'm out on that one. But so like I got flack when I was making videos. I used to get Starbucks every video. Well, at the time there was a whole like Syrian refuge thing where like I think Starbucks got a bunch of heat because they said they like wouldn't hire Syrian refugees. Something happened, and a bunch of people were like, how can you possibly support that? Like, dude, if Starbucks tomorrow came out and said, let's kill every white man on the earth, I'm still buying Starbucks tomorrow. I do not give a shit what Starbucks says. I like the coffee. That's where I'm like, if a brand does something and I buy from that brand, like it does not mean I'm supporting this brand's views. I just like the product. Chick-fil-A.
Closed on Sunday.
I fucking love Chick-fil-A. I don't give a shit what Chick-fil-A says. They can do anything they want. The chicken's delicious, dude.
What if
the problem is just because like people know, I feel like any institution or corporation that gets to a certain size, there's going to be a hilarious amount of corruption. It's like, so just because you know about Apple or Balenciaga or Chick-fil-A, it doesn't mean that McDonald's, Burger King, or I don't know, Porsche, like they don't have some other scandals going on behind this.
No, Chick-fil-A was like, if you eat Chick-fil-A, you're homophobic. Like,
I just like chicken, bro. Yeah.
Like, I don't have to I just want some chicken.
They got good chicken, man.
they do have good chicken?
They don't have it in Spain, man. No Chick-fil-A in Spain.
David, you brought up Kanye a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
we gotta be careful here.
For the people who don't know, I mean, there should be no one listening to this podcast that hasn't watched every single one of David HowToBeast video, which will be linked down in the description.
Thank you.
Joe's will be there too, but
not too many videos.
It's going to be a couple years before his next upload goes up. But David is he is a proud, loud supporter.
Mr. West.
Mr. West thinks Kanye West is the greatest artist, musician of all time. But
Now,
he's been getting...
I can see the negative comments coming in already.
But David, I think David would leave Julia to be with Kanye. Now, but a lot of bad stuff has come out about Kanye.
Yep.
What do you come out about him? He did it.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. as the most diehard fan of Kanye West, what do you got to say about him?
I love his music. I think he's the greatest musician of all time. I think that if you follow his career, that I don't know if it comes with being a genius, but he's struggled with his own demons. And I think he likes attention. He likes he likes tweeting things out or saying things that will get a reaction. And perhaps recently he took it a little bit too far. And even if I think he went on Alex Jones, and then after that, Alex Jones went on to I forget which podcast it was. So I'm already gonna have people yelling at me just for even mentioning these type of names. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that his understanding of like World War II history is that good based on some of the comments he made. So I don't think that maybe he's as evil as his words came out to be. That being said, he said some things that he definitely shouldn't have said.
Let me ask you:
I'm here, Joe, to say about this.
We love.
I'll say like artistically, I think he is. He's probably one of the best he's probably one of the best artists of all time.
Absolutely not.
Even he dropped a new song recently, like after all that came out, and like it was
a banger.
Yeah. I'm like listening to him, like this is good. I'm like, damn, I hope no one sees me listening to this. I'm like, gotta hide a little bit. I saw Dave was wearing Yeezy the other day. I'm like, that's bold. But
a lot of Yeezys.
I don't know. It's like I think he found out the hard way. Like that is one area you don't talk about. You can talk about anything else, and like you'll get in a little bit of trouble. But if you talk about the J word, you shut down. Which is kind of feeding into that a little bit.
I think if you call out an entire...
Nah, you can do that. If you do that, you end up on the news. You end up on Fox or CNN, one or the other. But if you call out the Jewish community, you are done. As we found out with Kyrie Irving as well. You don't talk about him.
What did he do?
It doesn't matter. You just don't talk about him. I can't even talk about him.
We shouldn't say.
Okay.
It is not... It sounds bad because it's like, oh, the stereotypes are true. And it's not. Like there's obviously it's a huge giant race of people. I don't know if it's
but also both things can be true. It can be true that you can't talk about that, and maybe there's something that's not right about that. But at the same time, you shouldn't say a bunch of positive things about Hitler, who like systematically murdered.
He's
so
wrong
many
on
people.
all those fronts. But on his logic that like majority of managers, majority of bankers, majority of media is run by the Jewish community, it's not like a stereotype. You can look it up. Like they literally are. The owners of majority of the media conglomerates are Jewish. Coincidence? Maybe. I don't know.
And I think recently he's gone through a lot of lawsuits, and he's probably been...
I think he's blaming those people that fucked him over.
Yes. And he's Jewish. And he's going through maybe a tough time and generalizing it more than he should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now his comments on Hitler and all that, way out of pocket.
Yeah, but again, I don't think he understands World War II history.
No.
Not that I'm a historian, but...
I think he got screwed over by a couple of people in the Jewish community, and now he's just like, fuck him.
Yeah. Well, he's He got married again. You see that? He like went dark
Yeah.
for the.
He's
been
married?
Dark. He's
Kim
been dark.
2.0, dude.
He married
just like her.
a girl who's I think she was like a stylist or designer for Yeezy, and she looks.
Rest in peace, Yeezy.
She actually looks like a younger Kim Kardashian. So I don't know if that's a bad thing.
That was
or not.
after the
So is-
Uncle Jim's lady.
Less drama.
Is Kanye West to David the Chick-fil-A to Joe? Like Kanye West could say anything, but his next album you're gonna give it a listen.
Yeah, I would give his next album a listen for
Okay.
sure. Probably many listens.
See, that's where I draw. Like, I listened to his last song. I'm like, this is. I wasn't like, oh, this is good, but he said something I didn't like yesterday, so now I don't like this. Like,
What type of person? So, and I feel like I'm
But he's
probably
also-
this
he's-
way. Like
no, anyway, yeah.
I don't let, and I don't. Is this
demonetized already.
is this a certain type of personality that you're like? I don't look at the politics of something, of like the product or the service or the art that someone does. I only care about the end product. Is that like bad to be like you're so like surface level? Like
probably.
But again, I feel like any institution, because people say terrible things about the Catholic Church or the government, but I think any institution that rises to a level where people at the top have a lot of power, like humans are corrupt. The humans just do messed up things when they have power, and I think you probably put any organization under a microscope with some dirty things going on.
Yeah, I always like the. I'm not super religious, but I'm also not religious. But I always love when I see like the ads that are like, we could really use your prayers and $100 donation. That would also help a lot. Now it's like, oh, well, the prayers can't do it alone. Can't.
someone's got to. You think that church comes for free?
Dude, we went to a church, and again, not saying anything.
Bro, we're touching on all the
I
good
know.
topics right here.
We went
Hey,
to
I ain't saying anything.
my uncle's funeral, actually, we went to this church, and dude, that church, it was like a 40 million. The whole time I'm in there, I'm like looking around, like, dude, the woodwork in this church alone was like 20 million. Like, how does this church have this much money? Like, I guarantee it was a $40 million church minimum.
Is
I'm
this
like,
one of these?
how are y'all building? Like, who's paying for this church? Like, where's this money coming from? It's insane.
All right, so let's switch topics
Yeah,
over here.
Good call. Good call.
David, another thing that you're really into, speaking Spanish. I'm trying to do a 180 twist off that last topic. So normally I have segues, guys. I'm just shifting.
We're just getting away.
Here. So
running.
Netflix. I got a problem with Netflix, dude.
Why?
Netflix in Spanish.
So a lot of times I go on Netflix and I'm like, oh, look at this sick new show. Look at this sick new movie. It's in the #2 rating. Boom, in Spanish. And then there's subtitles.
They got some great shows coming out of Spain recently. Yeah.
Is this wrong of me? I don't know why. Like Netflix should have an option that says like I don't want in another language
here's the
because
thing.
like I hate reading subtitles.
I think when Julie and I were living at your place, we were watching a Netflix show in Spanish. So I think
Push
your
it
algorithm has been demented.
well, no, shows like everyone keeps telling me to watch like Money Heist, but I just can't. I can't read subtitles. I'm like
Yeah,
I can't pay
I'm
attention to the
saying.
show, but I get so pissed off on Netflix when like it's like a really cool looking show. They put it in the top 10 of recommendations and it's in another language. I'm like,
setting.
I'm like, there should be a setting. It's like, give me, and not in like only English is correct. It's like, no, I just like,
English.
when I watch a show, I want to watch it in my language so I can understand it. Like, why is it recommending me shows in another language?
I feel like that is a setting. I feel like there's a way to turn that off.
What?
Yeah. I feel like that's something they would.
I get so bothered because I started, I'm like, oh, I'm looking, and oh, it's got a 9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
I think it also is because me and Julia watch some Spanish shows.
Well,
on
I get that
Netflix.
too, though. Like Dark, there's a show, I think it's called Dark or Lark.
Yeah.
It's like German, and I'm like, every time I'm like,
Everyone
this
says
show
it's the
looks
best
sick,
show
and then
ever.
I start, I can't do the subtitles.
Is that the one they're on like a boat or something?
No, it's like in Germany, like out in the woods, and it
There's
looks good.
Yeah,
but I
everyone says
can't.
it's like literally like the best show. That
And then the overdub's even worse. Like I'd rather do subtitles than like the
No, the overdub
American
is
not
no,
matching
No,
up.
the
Dude.
overdub is cringy. Yeah,
They have not mastered it. I feel like it's like when I was watching Squid Games. Excellent show. But I would keep switching back and forth from like
you gotta go subtitles.
from like the native language to the dubbed, and I'm like the emotion and the energy that they're giving in their native language is like obviously authentic and whatever. But when they dubbed over, I was like, how are we so far
So
into the world? But like it's like they're not like were they just reading a script, not even watching the show to get the emotion?
there's a movie where they're like stuck on top of a tower. I think it was actually called Tower or something. Fall. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, that was
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Wait, is
Well,
that when they climb up to the top of the thing?
Not
Is that
point,
good?
though.
Is that good?
Yeah, but if you go on,
I need to
YouTube-
write that down
It
and
is
watch
good.
that.
It is
If you
good.
go
Like
on
the girl.
YouTube,
Hold on.
Two girls. Yeah.
yeah.
I need to watch this. Okay.
If you go on YouTube, somebody took AI, new AI, and they took every bad word out of that movie and replaced it to make it PG-13, basically. And they did it. And
That wasn't that. That wasn't.
I don't know. My point though is they
innocent movie.
replaced her face with her face and then used AI voices. So the point is they did it in a way that you can't tell. Like if you watch it, you cannot tell they switched it around. which makes me think that pretty soon. Wait.
Switch to what? They took out the bad words.
They like changed her, like her
deepfaked her.
lines. They deepfaked her and changed her lines to make everything freak instead of fuck.
You know what I would?
But I'm saying take that technology. I guarantee we're not too far away from taking all these shows filmed in different languages and deep faking them into different languages where you couldn't tell. So they'll film it in Spanish, but then they'll put that person's face with an English voice over top and you won't be able to tell. I promise that's like 5 years away. Like we're real close.
The deep faking stuff is weird.
Bro, did you see Atriac? You didn't hear about this big thing that just happened?
No.
Okay.
He's sitting up.
Okay. So this is on top of the deepfake stuff. So this guy, Atriac, I think is his name. Live stream. This is another reason. Not like I say this is why I don't live stream, but like with live streaming, you need to be cautious about what you say, and you need to be cautious about what is on your computer, because when you alt tab and people can see your other tabs and stuff. So basically, this guy
is a YouTuber, yeah.
This is a YouTuber, big streamer.
Yeah.
He was streaming like 2 a.m. He alt tabbed to get to another thing, and in the 1 second of the alt tab, it wasn't like alt tab. Let me like keep like switching around between my things. It's like alt tab onto the next thing. He had a tab up of a deep fake corn website where corn website.
What's a corn website?
Corn.
I'm saying it so we don't get demonetized with a P, dude.
Okay,
corn with a P.
Corn with a P. Yeah.
Corn with a P website. And it was a deep fake website.
I think we're gonna get demonetized for other stuff before that one, bro.
Of other streamer girls that he was like friends with, that his like one of his best buddies.
So he deepfaked these girls' faces onto like
it was a website,
an existing scene or something.
A website that already existed. Yeah. Another scene. It was like pictures and stuff, but it'd be like his good friend's girlfriend and other people that are in his community of streamers. It was like he was watching videos.
He was good enough to like seeing them
of that.
Yeah.
And he had to do this whole apology thing with his wife behind him. Everyone's crying and like everyone's so mad and like, so I get but people were like outraged about this whole deepfake. But then one of the main girls, his like good friend's girl that he was watching pictures, whatever. She was like, I'm gonna sue this website because the guy who made the website was like, I'm taking this down. I'm sorry. It was just my it got out and like, millions of people saw.
For my personal use is wild.
I don't know. But
I just uploaded it by accident.
So the owner of the website is like, I'm taking this down. But the girl is like, I'm suing this website for using, my likeness, which is like, it's invading privacy. It's like using like my body on whether it be corn with a P or like photos where other people, but like it's not me. Like, so I understand the like invasion of privacy. Like I get it. That'd be not ideal. But it turns out the lawyer was like, you don't have a case. Like you can't sue with the deep fake.
Because he's using like public domain images of yourself.
It's just even if it's in you in a bad light, like the worst light possible.
So right now with the whole deep fake thing, the thing they're running into is, so like Google Images and stuff, when I even go, they're copyrighted images that are teaching this thing. So when you say, give me a picture of a golden doodle with a hat on,
that sounds
taking
funny.
Real copyrighted images of golden doodles with hats and stuff and mixing those together to make something
You're
new.
talking about like OpenAI.
Yeah. But so that now the argument is coming in with like lawyers and stuff. The argument is like, is it copyright infringement or not? Because technically it's something new. And like by definition, I think with copyright law, like you can take like a different version of a song or whatever is allowed, like a remix is allowed under that law. That's where like the gray area in AI is right now. Like is it copyright or not? Like if you take 7 copyright images and make a new image out of those copyrighted images, is that copyright infringement or not?
I think this is the first time, at least recently, where like over the next 5 years, I'm very curious to see between the deepfake stuff, between the ChatGPT stuff, between the OpenAI stuff, like in 5 years, is going to be a completely different landscape.
Oh, yeah.
But people always kind of think that, and like right now is not much different than 2017.
I feel like all this stuff, it's like everyone was like in hiding of this OpenAI ChatGPT. I was going to say ChatGPT, like Russell's, which I texted him. I was like, bro, if you don't make a promo about like someone like mistakenly using that as like a funny thing, I was like, you're missing out on this. He didn't respond to me. Anyway, like I feel like all this just came out of nowhere, and it's like at its top level. I know it's in the entry level, but it's so good. But in the future, we were saying that like a lot of like with deep fakes, actors could just sell their likeness to be like, hey, I want to be in this movie. Yeah.
Like Movement could pay you 20 grand for your face scan and your voice scan. And then they can do as many ads as they want a month with you, and you're not even doing them.
But is this going to change the perception of like the end user? Like, are people just watch stuff going to ignore everything? Like, because like this is fake, this could be fake,
Bro,
this is fake.
It's going to get really hard to tell. It already is hard to tell.
Here's the real question. So there's a website called thispersondoesnotexist.com.
Wait, really quick. If movies came out and you weren't sure if it was the actual actor, would it impact your your willingness to go see it?
Did you go see Avatar? Or half of Fast and Furious at this point CGI? I mean, you're already doing this. Like, there's a bunch of movies right now.
Yeah, if it's entertaining.
Like, it's already CGI. You just don't really know.
It's like Chick-fil-A, man. Just
out of sight, out of mind.
It's what the end product.
So here's the question. What if with OpenAI and all these like algorithms, what if they could create so I said there's a website, this person does not exist. You go to the website, I think it's that website, and every time you refresh, it's a new person, a picture of them, but the person isn't real. But they look real, but it's like the person doesn't exist. It's using OpenAI to create a fake person every single time. What if they figure out how to create like the perfect influencer? Like they create a fake person. They know the algorithm of what exactly videos to do. They can create like what the person's doing in the video.
We gotta be out of the game by then, man.
I mean, they've been doing that for a long time with animation.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already animated YouTube channels where it's like SpongeBob.
What?
Basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. There's actually a lot of self-help ones that are animated.
We're going to see a lot of like good stuff come out of the whole AI thing, like what I was talking about earlier, like being able to overdub different stuff. Like that'll be like a good thing. And then majority of it is always just porn.
But I think
Corn with a P.
Every new technology just goes to like, that is always where it always ends up. Like it'll always go down that road. Like
at least
VR
first.
started with games. Now it's just corn.
Yeah.
OpenAI, corn. New cameras, 8K, corn. I'm pretty sure corn will get 8K before YouTube like properly rolls it out. Like it's always, that industry just makes so much money. They take all the technology. I'm pretty sure if you ever saw Tropic Thunder, they talk about DVDs, like how we went from like HD DVD to Blu-ray. And I think that was influenced by corn. They talk about that in the movie, but I think it's real. Like I think Blu-rays exist because the corn industry decided that they want to be
Avatar was the first movie I ever saw on Blu-ray.
I don't remember. Man, Blu-ray was short-lived though, it feels like.
Dude, do you want this movie? It's going to be $60, but it's Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Blu-ray player. That's something I bought.
PlayStation, man.
Oh yeah, it had it built in.
The PS4 had
the Xbox never had the Blu-ray.
So with the OpenAI stuff, I feel like that's pretty deep. Makes you kind of think. I think the final thing I want to talk about, because we're right about an hour, and I want people to always want more of this podcast. Hey guys, if you're listening, make sure you're giving this a thumbs up, because it really helps us grow. Okay, you ready for this question?
Yeah.
What is the meaning of life?
Do you want an honest attempt at this?
I want to know what do you think? What is the meaning of life, dude? Like,
you want a deep answer here?
I feel like you got one prepared.
I got one coming into my brain.
Really?
I'll go off the dome. I think it's going to depend for each person, but I think the older I've gotten in life, I think the more I think it is just to like have like genuine experiences with people that you care about and that care about you. And I'm going to keep it really short and to say that. Because I think like that's like the things that really make your life fulfilling. Like the ski trip, I can't wait to get back to see Julia. Like just having like cool experiences, or at least genuine experiences with people who like you care about and they care about you.
It's kind of wild to think, like, I think the older you get, the more you realize, you start realizing that death is coming at some point.
Especially when like and I know with your father obviously, but even with my parents, I think I've heard someone say like the moment one of your parents dies or gets like seriously ill, like that's when the clock starts ticking for you.
Yeah, and what I think the most interesting is so it's like you feel like that death is inevitable, but it really makes you start realizing about that nothing else really matters. Because here's a crazy thing to think about. In 100 years, I believe that's right. In 100 years from now, no one that we know or that knows us will be alive.
21, 23.
In 100 years, no one that knows who we are will still be alive. When you think about that, you're like, why do I care about anything? Like, why do I care about the little problems?
I'm going to double down on Dave. I think it's all experience. For me, I think it's a kid. I think procreation's probably I think having something to live on. But I think definitely the experiences and the memories.
I agree. I feel like,
because even the whole like I'm going to build a legacy, like as shitty as it sounds, like when's the last time you mentioned your great grandfather's name out loud? Like when it's like no matter what you do, even Steve Jobs.
Well, your great grandfather didn't invent Nike or something.
No, but even Steve Jobs. Like when's the last time you heard Steve Jobs?
I hear Steve Jobs' name all the time.
But that was recent. 100 years from now, people already are Apple's now Tim Cook. Like 100 years from now, like even with a company like Apple, I'm just saying the whole idea that you're going to build a legacy.
kinda
In 100
like-
years now, no one's even know who Tim Cook is.
That's what I'm saying. So like the idea that you're going to build a legacy that your name's going to live on forever, it won't, unless you're a king or something. So for the most part, it's you got this time right now.
I feel like
worry about what's
I feel like with
after.
the advances in modern technology, I don't see why I couldn't live to be like 100, 120 years old. I mean, heck, the other day they just put a pig heart in someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, he died, but it's just crazy to think that stuff's happening.
Yeah, shake and bake.
I agree,
He got it.
I agree with you on procreations. I feel like we're in a phase where a lot of people don't want to get married, don't want to have kids, and I still feel like there's like a fundamental like need to like procreate.
Yeah.
Do you think procreation is like,
It's cool.
You know, that is the biggest threat to human. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's global warming or it's a meteor or whatever. The biggest threat, I think the biggest logical threat to humankind is lack of, like, people have less and less kids. Like, we're dying faster than we're making
the
babies.
birth rate needs to be 2.1 to sustain
Yeah.
a population. In the US, I'm going to butcher this, but I think it's like 1.7 or something. It's not enough.
So, like,
oh, so people aren't having enough kids?
Yeah, well, and like more and more men are becoming like sterile, and people are having more and more problems having kids. So like that's the more than likely the human race ends because we can't have kids anymore, not because a meteor hit us.
I
or
thought there was like
global warming or-
overpopulation problems.
Not anymore.
Not
Do,
anymore,
do you
no.
think? Here's something. This is a crazy kind of thought. First of all, I thought maybe it's other countries, but I thought because I feel like it's like so populated. You go to LA, it's like there's traffic everywhere. Everyone's moving. Like there's so many people, right?
Yeah.
Do you think if it got to a point, do you think people would be outraged if you were like there was a law that got passed? They're like you can only have one child because we can't overpopulate the earth.
It was Japan
Was it?
or China. One of them, yeah, one of them had a law. Where
Do you think
can only have
that's
one
like
kid.
outrageous? I mean,
No, I mean it has to be done. It has
I
to
mean,
be
if my
done, I
parents only
guess.
had one kid, I wouldn't exist, but I also wouldn't exist, so I can't really care.
We have the opposite problem though. But yeah. Who knows?
Do you?
China did that for a very long time. I think it was China. One of them did that for a very long time. It was like a huge fine if you had multiple kids. Like they would like hide their kids. Like if they had a second kid, they would like hide it.
Hide
The
your kids,
government-
hide your
yeah.
wives, because the government's coming out
Yeah.
here. Yeah. How many kids do you guys want?
I've always envisioned having two because I grew up with me and my brother, but then Julie had like her brother and her sister, so she's always envisioned three. So somewhere between 2 to 3. We kind of agreed like, look, we're gonna take it one at a time, but it's not gonna be 1 and it's not gonna be 4.
I think as many as I need to have a boy. Knock on wood. I swear to God, if I have like 6 girls, I'd be very upset. Like, if I have a boy on the first run, I'm good.
I've come to peace with it that I might not have boy, but I feel like it's kind of a mental game I'm playing where like if I come to peace with it, that means I'll get a boy.
That's I was telling him last podcast, like statistically speaking, we can't all have boys. And every one of my friends has had a boy.
If
Like,
I have-
not a single one of my friends had a
If
girl
I
so
had
far.
3 and they were all girls, I'd be fine having 1 boy and 2 girls. That would be that's all good. But here's the thing. I think Max and I were talking about this last week. When you have boys, they might go out and get hurt and stuff. When you have girls, you have like, there's more of a fear as a parent that like someone could basically take advantage of them. That's not the same fear as having boys. So I think it's not only that I want to raise like, a fucking a good like masculine son to like help to like contribute to the world, but also you have less anxiety if you have boys.
Wait, you don't want to raise a masculine girl to contribute to society?
I mean, those are, yeah, we'll leave it there.
Anyway, go ahead.
I think I'd be fine. I think if I had a preference, if you were like, Max, this baby's about to pop, you can choose boy or girl. I think I would be inclined and if I had the choice, I would go boy. But I don't think I'd be,
You can choose now though with like genetic
I don't
stuff.
want to do that though. I'm about you're born in a lab, son.
Well, I don't know
Congratulations.
I don't know if they're like, who.
See, here's my
who
problem.
who-
I've met a lot of dads that do only have one daughter, and they're like, as soon as I had her, everything changed. All that. But I'm like, you have to say that. Like, you can't be like, this sucks.
Well,
So I don't know if I believe it or
humans
not.
are very
Like,
no, but we're very good at like telling stories
Yeah.
to ourselves to like justify our life. So I'm sure we'd be
so
all
I'm
right.
like, every
I'm
time
sure
I meet
we'd be
somebody
all
has a daughter, like, oh, it was, as soon as she came out, like everything changed. I don't want a son anymore. I'm good with this. Like,
Not every
Are you?
person that, as a child, not every child's going to grow up to be a degenerate like you think your children will be if it's not a.
no, but I think most men want a son and most women want a.
I think
girl.
I think that's human nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if people are saying the opposite, they're maybe virtue signaling.
Because like by default, like what do you like? Like what your hobbies outside of working out, even working out.
Sports, hunting,
Cooking beef jerky,
yeah,
cooking
going
out, gambling
camping.
Hunting,
I'm
shooting.
saying like the stuff you want, like for me, like dirt biking, mountain biking,
Fortnite.
doing snowboarding.
Well, no,
like,
it-
realistically, a
you
boy would
feel
fit
like
closer to me.
You'd want to spend more. That again, it's like a shitty thing to say out loud, but you feel like you'd want to spend more time with the son because you'd have more things to like share and teach it. And
We're like my sister's like
Teach it.
horseback riding and shopping. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any of that.
but you'll have a wife who can do it if you.
I think in my little perfect fantasy world, if I had 2 children, boy first, girl second, so the boy can protect the girl. Not the girls need it, but it's like
Just gonna pick on her and bully her.
My
It's gonna
perfect
backfire.
fantasy.
no, it's like, and then if a girl's like, oh, this guy was mean to me, the older son who's gonna be jacked as fuck, deadlifting 800 pounds,
But he's
probably be
not,
at least
man.
6 foot. He's gonna come in and whoop all those other kids'
Or
asses.
can you imagine like Max's house with like 3 Maxes in it? Like if he has 2 sons, there's all cracking terrible jokes at all times, just all feeding off each other, just laughing all day. Like this is gonna be a rough house.
Yeah.
David, word on the street is you think your baby making time's coming up. You said what, by the end of this year?
I'm saying that we have a house we're waiting to that's being built in Spain, we're waiting to move into. That after that,
Guys, exclusive here. Julia, congratulations, you guys.
I'm not. No, there's no specific timeline, but it's now something I'm starting to feel like I'm almost prepared for.
I always thought you know, it seems like just yesterday I was in my 20s and now I'm gonna be 34 this year.
You're 1 month older than me, right?
Yeah,
We could tell.
33.
We could tell on the snowboard.
In September.
September, yeah.
You're
yeah.
looking a
So-
little old on that snowboard.
I know. My
Your hips
joints are hurting,
yeah.
bro. But I always like, the thing is, like the longest time I was like, oh, like I don't want kids anytime soon. I don't want kids anytime soon. But now I'm like 33. I'm like, I think it's kind of time.
So I'm
like,
saying it's on the horizon all of a sudden.
and to be honest, but I'm, and this sounds weird to say, like I'm literally almost waiting. I mean, obviously, marriage would come first, right? But I almost want like, I need someone else to have a kid around, like one of my core friends, because then I'm gonna be
Hang out
like,
together.
yeah, then I'm gonna be like, okay, like I'm like Taylor, here's my seed. I like then our kids can like hang out together. Not you're in Spain, so
I know I'll probably be the first one, but I was to say you're not going to be seeing them.
That's
all
always
the time.
speaking of though. That's always the wild. Like when we have friends who are like, we're trying to get pregnant right now. It's like thanks for
yeah, that
letting
means
me know
we're
you're
fucking
getting
a
loads
lot.
blasted in you every night. Like so I was like, you tell your parents like we're trying to have a baby right now. Like what does that really mean? Like what are you telling your parents right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't feel prepared to have kids yet, but at the same time, I do not want to be like an old dad. Like I want to be able to like
That's where I'm
spend
at.
like my prime years of my life.
I'm not
with my
trying
kid.
to have a kid, but I wouldn't be mad if I had a
Yeah,
kid.
but nowadays, like my mom had me at 29. Like by 30,
That's
she had like
pretty late.
kind of pooped me out, right?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, so I was the third kid because she was like, by 30, I want to
Yeah.
have the third kid, and then I'm done. I feel like now the generations are getting like later and later because everyone's like more
But I
hustle
think-
culture.
I think for women, once they're 35, statistically significant
Right,
chances
right.
increase for like birth issues.
Right, I'm saying for men, like just for men.
Men can
Like,
go. Dude, I had a friend in high school whose dad was like 65 when we were in ninth grade.
No, you can do it. I don't think it's
saying-
that
no,
idea.
I'm just saying of like we're to the age like I'm prepared to have.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, your 10-year-old son's like, let's play catch. And you're like, got a replacement hip. I'm 90 years. Like, it's like,
Wait, we got
I'm gonna
5
like-
years on Joe? The 5?
I'm 28.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
29 in June.
Joe, I just want to say that
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it my life's mission to make my kid be cooler than your kid.
You won't be. You'll be like 4 foot tall.
Do you think you'll have a tall kid just because you're tall? Is that how
I guess
genetics work?
It depends who I'm
It
with.
can come from, I'm pretty sure like height can come even from like extended family or like
Taylor's
other
dad
generations.
All
is
of my
very tall.
uncles,
That's why
yeah.
Taylor's 5'9".
I think all of my uncles are over 6 foot.
Yeah, you'll
I'll
probably.
probably have a tall kid.
Yeah,
Unless
probably.
I marry like a 4'10" chick or something.
I thought you was gonna say 4 foot. Wait.
Strictly into little people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cut that.
Yeah,
Just cut
probably.
that, yeah.
Probably
All
cut that.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I mean, we just touched on so many amazing topics today. What do you think of podcasts like this, where it's like when I'm interviewing someone, it's like kind of like take me through your journey, give me your opinions.
I
Where
prefer this because if you're someone who goes on podcasts, it's just like you're regurgitating the same things over and over. This is more just like this is new content.
you think?
I like this better.
Leave the comments down below if you think that this type of podcast is, I don't want to say it, but it's not like it's more enjoyable, because if I wouldn't. But if I got Kanye West, I'm not. If I had Kanye West,
You'd
on,
have to have me on there too.
Yeah,
you
you-
promise, make that promise.
but that one people be like, oh, I really want to see this. But like, I don't know. I
I'd
feel
still rather see you just hang out with Kanye. Like that's why Joe Rogan's podcast is so good, because he has
Yeah, but
people
that's-
on and they just hang out.
That's a different. If it's that level of person, that. But if it's your 17th bodybuilder that has a YouTube channel, like
no, I'm honestly,
this style might be a little
I'm
bit
done.
better.
Unless I get Jay Cutler. I want to have Jay Cutler on the show. I think I'm done with bodybuilding.
Well, it's
You
just,
lift weights, I get it.
It turns into like a technical
So
conversation.
that's where I'm like, this is I think more fun than that. But if it's this or Jay-Z,
Well, look, the last
Go for
episode
Jay-Z.
y'all did together, there was this type of style. I watched that front to end, and I watched clips of all your other podcasts, but I usually don't watch them. Like, I'll start watching them, but I usually don't make it to the end.
You don't watch my content?
I say I usually don't make them to the end if it's like an interview style podcast. I think this is more enjoyable to watch.
Well, the people will decide. If you want another one of these, let me know. Joe, this is your third time on the podcast.
Basically a co-host of this.
People
point.
literally said that my podcast would get better if I had you as a co-host. But here, do you want to know the reason? I'm so afraid because Joe has commitment issues.
I've been on the podcast 3 times.
Joe, yeah, but that's like, if it was like, hey, Joe, every Thursday we have to film, you'd be like,
yeah, I can't do that.
League of Legends there's a new map out today, dude.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like this episode. We are going to wrap it up here because we are about to go shred the gnar. Double backflips, method grabs, switch 360s. It's going to be insane, guys. Make sure you check out David and Joe. All of their Instagram and YouTube content will be down in the description. If you loved them on here, you're going to love their stuff. If you hated them, just don't go check it out. You can always follow my vlog channel, which is pretty cool. Links down in the description. Leave a comment, like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell. If you're on any sort of podcast streaming service, give us a 5-star review. I don't know what that does, but I think it helps a little bit. That will be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Eat more sour strips and ever forward. Bing bong.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna ask.
What'd you think? That was good. How was that?
Like, can we go pee?
I'm very aroused. This
That was
is
a good one. That was a good one. I'm a little buzzed.
What?
Yeah, three of those got me.
Empty stomach off the malt.
Yeah, we do have lunch in like 10 minutes.